We've got an update on Blue. Remember Blue? Yeah, Blue, the beautiful, beautiful dog left outside, the neighbor says, for a year and a half. A year and a half. And look at this. Here is what the city of Bryan has to say. This is what I call spin the narrative. We are all on the same side when it comes to animal welfare. Are we really? Quote, we share your passion for ensuring that all animals in Bryan are treated with care, respect, and compassion. I'm trying to find out where that plays into the story regarding Blue. It sure is good to hear that animal care services went to that man's property 13 different times because, you know, education, as they say in their post, is important. You have to educate people 13 times? Now, they go on to say the dog's owner has been responsive and cooperative to our team's recommendations. Of course, when you visited each of those 13 times, that Blue had food, water, and shelter. That's what you do when you want to make sure that you get to keep your dog and you know Animal Control Services is coming. Now, as to address what you call misinformation, which is actually you spinning the narrative to make sure you are covering your own behinds, to make sure to the public, you look like and you appear as though you are doing the job that you are paid to do. Oh, let me see. Blue has spent every night, according to the animal advocate, a very well-known animal advocate, I might add, who has no motivation against this gentleman, except that he needs to take care of his dog, and she voiced her opinion, and she's been documenting how this dog has lived. Would you want to live with no food, no water, a seatbelt, whatever it is, a leash combined with a tether around you? Did you see how long it took to cut that off of his neck? Did you? This woman is doing this because she cares about the animal. Do you care? It took a year and a half, and it took animal advocates to get Blue to have the first night sleeping in his home, reportedly the first night, since all of this started. When he was born, we got that job done. We didn't have to go visit his house 13 times. We just had to put this out on social media to make the true statements of what was actually going on. You didn't do your job. And if you did it effectively, we wouldn't have had to have done this. That's the bottom line. This could have been prevented, but bottom line, he had food, water, and shelter the night that we put our video out there, the misinformation video. And then the next day, no food, no water, and tethered, and no shelter. If you really care about animal welfare, you'll join us. I invite you to have an interview. I invite you to talk about this with me more. And I invite you to tell me what you're doing and what you do to make sure things like this don't happen, because this did. What can be put in place? What can you do now to prevent another Blue from happening? And how will we know that Blue is going to be in that house and be fed and be watered? We had to make sure that a dog didn't reach the Rainbow Bridge because of lack of action on anyone's part, including yours. Thank you to all the animal advocates who reached out to the city of Bryan and the animal control, and thank you for continuing to do so. This way we can make sure that Bryan is, as they say, living up to welfare, animal welfare, and the excellence that we all share.